It's the 2nd day of January and I've already changed my plans. As he plays all of his skip-balls.
I'm gonna...
Reverse.
Reverse! Reverse! Just...
Oh, I'm looking. I'm still getting used to the face cards.
Hey Grace, what are we playing?
Oh, no mercy.
Can you hold up the box real quick since it's closest to you?
No.
You look so enthused.
I got out first.
Hey Dragonlings, Happy New Year and welcome to the first vlog of 2026. I said in my video that posted and lit live yesterday that it's going to be a good year, and I am determined to make it a good year. I'm doing everything in my capabilities to make it a good year. I've got goals that I want to achieve. I've got accountability partners that will hold me accountable to said goals. I've got, like, I think we currently semi have like plans to meet up on a weekly basis to like go over said goals and just chit chat about things. And then it might even devolve into like smaller subsets of groups getting together because of time zones and priorities and stuff like that. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how that develops. If you're interested in joining us, we're doing basically a 12-week year, and it's a 12-week year roundtable on Instagram. That is currently where we're doing a lot of our chit chat. It's just a community group chat right now. It may eventually become a Discord, only because I really don't like Meta as a company, and they own Facebook and Instagram, and every once in a while they make changes that are like bullshit. So that may come in the future, but we'll see. But the other reason is because of the fact that we have so many side conversations that maybe a Discord would be easier to like organize all of our thoughts. Like we would have a channel for actually talking about our goals versus other kind of conversations. And as much as I hate, like, I've said this before, I don't know if it was in a vlog, in a video, or what. I've said that my one like pet peeve with Discord is that there's so many different kinds of servers with all the same people in them talking about the same things across multiple servers, because it feels like everyone has their own server for various things. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna add to it. Oh no. So I'm having like a mental crisis because of that. But it's not like a big deal. It's just that I'm doing the one thing that I said I wasn't going to do. But to be fair, a lot of the servers I'm in that where I'm talking about this is like an author's personal server. Like I am part of like 4 or 5 different servers where it's just the author's personal server, and they offer writing sprints and they offer writing discussions or course discussions in their personal servers. And I'm just like, now I'm thinking about creating one for the 12-week roundtable to make it easier to like separate different conversations. And I'm just going to add to that plethora. So that's the mental breakdown I'm having right now about that. It's not even a big deal. Like I said, it's not that big a deal. One of the things that I'd like to do this year in 2026 is I would like to like relax a bit more. I'm very uptight when it comes to like plans falling through. It may not seem that way on camera, but I'm very much the kind of person that I need rigid structure in my life. And yes, ever since I had kids, that has kind of gone by the wayside. And what I mean by that is like having kids changes everything, because you never know when a kid's gonna throw up on you in the middle of the night kind of thing. And I'm talking about when they were very young. My kids are now teenagers, and so we have less of that, but we still have a lot of obligations, and our things change on a daily basis. Because like even yesterday, like the kids have known all day that Justin and I, who is my husband, if you didn't know, DeHubs, I call him on here a lot. DeHubs and I are going to go grocery shopping today, and that means driving an hour away. It means driving an hour away to go grocery shopping, which is all fine and dandy, except for the fact that my kid hits me up at like 7 o'clock in the evening and was like, when you guys get back from grocery shopping, can I go hang out with my friend for a couple hours? And I'm like, dude, we're probably not going to get back until 4 o'clock in the evening, and I've got work. My plan is to take a nap and go to work. Can we plan for another day? So I love the fact that they're hanging out with their friends. Don't get me wrong. And I don't mind taking her to go hang out with a friend. It's just the fact that she wants to go literally for like 2 hours and then come home. We live out of town. This is one of those things where it makes me wish we lived in town so she could just go hang out with her friends and it wouldn't be a problem. But we don't. So anyways, that is where I currently stand with all that. And all of that to be said, the reason I wanted to turn on the camera and start vlogging, which I haven't even gotten to at this point, is I've been reevaluating my goals. Today is the 2nd. It is Friday. I had every intention of filming yesterday, but yesterday was a very lazy day. I didn't make any concrete plans. Justin had work, and I was like, I'm going to do what I want when I want. And I spent most of the day updating my trackers for this year, because my week is basically, my year of task is basically going to start next Monday. That's what I have planned for all my writing goals. That's what I have planned for all my budgeting goals. Starts next Monday. And so I spent most of yesterday updating trackers and stuff like that, and creating new trackers. And I created a habit tracker that was like, on the surface level is a great idea. And I was like, ooh, I can transform this idea and make a writing word count tracker out of it. And then I spent like 4 to 5 hours creating this writing tracker, to the point where like I got stuck on a formula and I could not figure it out. And I'm very much the kind of person, I will Google the shit out of a formula until I figure it out and make it work for me. I've learned a lot about Excel just by doing that, knowing what I want to do and then Googling to find out how to do it. Like, I am very self-taught where spreadsheets are concerned. And actually where most things are concerned, I was like, I want to figure out how to do this, and I'm going to figure out how to do it via YouTube and tutorials and stuff like that. So if I want to do the thing, that's how I learn. But all that being said, I got to the point where I could not figure it out. And I finally asked my sister, who's actually better at spreadsheets than me, because that's her job. Like, that's what she does for work. She works for Dell, and her job is to do reports and stuff. So she is always using Excel and always learning Excel stuff. So she is even better than me. I'm good. She's amazing. So I finally was like, can you please help me? Because I cannot figure this out. And nothing I'm doing is working. It gets really close, but it's not. Like, it'll work in one cell, but it won't work in the other things I needed to work in. So even with her help, we thought we figured it out. And then I went to go test it in a couple different areas, and I was like, fuck, it's still not working the way it should. And so I, all that being said, spent way too long on this spreadsheet that it turns out will not work the way I want it to. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay. So I think I have to show you the spreadsheet, the original spreadsheet with the tasks. It was a habit tracker. I'll show you that spreadsheet, and I'll show you like my vision in my head of what I was hoping to do with the word count tracker. And then I will show you why this won't work on the word count tracker. So let me turn this around to show you. So pardon the shaking. I am going to be like, I'm at the kitchen table because everyone else is still asleep. So here's the habit tracker. And the way this works is you input your habits that you want to calculate, and you check them off as you do them, and you grow a little flower. Like, it's really cool. Like, let's see, if you get all your tasks done and you get 100%, you grow a flower. Okay, so that's really cool. But the coolest part is that you can change what month you're doing it. And when you do, the date changes. Okay, Awesome. And you can even change the year. So like, I can do this for 2027. So that's the cool part. And I was like, ooh, let me take this idea and use it for a word count tracker. Here's where the problem lies. Let's pretend you've done this habit, this day, this day, whoops, this day. You managed to do all of your habits that day. Okay, cool. Let's pretend we're at the end of January. We want to switch to February. The habits are still there. You're supposed to clear this out every month. I wanted to implement this idea where I could just click the drop-down menu and switch months. And yeah, I wanted to implement that for a writing tracker. Except for because I have to clear this out every month, that's not going to work unless you want to lose all your word counts every month. So, yeah. Let me put this back where it was. All right, January. Let's look at the word count tracker. So, the way I wanted to do this was I wanted to have this brainstorm section, this draft section, and this edit section. And it would calculate how many words you did on a daily basis across your projects, how many projects you worked on each day across the month, and it would do that for drafting, editing, and brainstorming. Because I like tracking. I don't necessarily track editing, but I do track drafting and brainstorming. And my thought process was I can change the month. The problem is changing the month doesn't change all this. I would have to empty this out every month. So yeah, that's my dilemma. And then I was going to have it. I was like, ooh, cool. It can also do this, and I can calculate annual stats based on that. How many word count and project count for each month of the year for like so many years. And then I can calculate the annual word count. Like we could set a goal and how close to that goal we got, the difference between our goal and the total we made, our word count average for each month, our daily average for each month, and our annual project total, like how many projects we worked on each year. Like I had so many plans, but the only way this is going to work is if I have this already set up each month on a different template and then pull all that information to the annual stats. That's the only way it's going to work. But if I continue making it with this drop-down menu, you could use this template any time of the year whenever you want. It doesn't necessarily need to start in January. So I could still label this as like month 1, month 2, month 3, all the way to 12, so you still use it across 12 months. But then you get to pick when you start. So let's say you don't find this template until July. So you could start this in July of 2026. And then you could calculate based on 2026 or July 2026 and beyond. And even this, I could change this to a drop down instead of a monthly. I had started to do that and discovered I couldn't do that quite well on this tablet. But I could turn this into a drop down so that you could have it so that you start in July. Like that could be your first month. So that's my workaround, but that's not the way I wanted to do it originally. And that's what frustrates me, is that I had so many plans with this and I was like, ooh, this is such a brilliant idea, except it's not. So that's my dilemma currently. But that's what I worked on yesterday. I worked on this word count tracker, and I worked on this habit tracker, and what else did I work on? I updated something else, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know. So yeah, that's what I spent yesterday doing. And today, actually, I woke up with a random thought, because we're doing the 12-week year roundtable. I've mentioned that in my video. You can still join if you want to. There's not going to be a time limit. Like, I'm not going to create a time limit. I don't know about anyone else on when you can join. But, like, one of the other things that I was thinking about was the fact that the 12-week year, the whole point of the 12-week year is to take a large goal. And it works very similar. If you've done the HB90 method and the HB90 method works for you, continue doing that, because it's exactly the same. The 12-week year, when I read it, was basically a business style version of the HB90 method. So if you use the HB90 method and it works for you, continue doing that. It's great. There was something about the HB90 method that just wasn't clicking for me, and it suddenly clicked when I read the 12-week year. And now I'm currently reading 12-week year for writers. I think I'm 20% through it, and the reason it's taking me so long to read that is because it's literally the 12-week year with writer in place of business owner kind of thing. Like, it feels almost, it's not word for word, but the gist of it is so similar that I'm like, why am I reading this book twice? I just finished reading 12-week year. Why am I reading it again? So that's what I've been doing. But the whole point is to take those large goals and break them down into 12-week smaller goals, and then to break those down into daily tasks, or they call it tactics actually in the book. But I was thinking about it, and I made my goals video, and I posted that yesterday. And in that video, I talked about my 3 goals, and I even specifically said for 2 of those goals, I was like, I'm not like, these don't need to be planned out. They just need to be tracked. I'm like, that wasn't the point of the 12-week year. The point of the 12-week year was to break down your goals to make them attainable. So I was looking at all of the goals, but my 12-week year goals, because I had 3 12-week year goals, and then I had a few sub-goals that I wanted to do. And I was taking a look at all my goals, and I was like, these 2 goals are ones that need to be broken down, whereas these 2 goals do not. So the first thing I did this morning, I've been awake since 5, is I journaled this morning about my goals, all those goals that I mentioned in that video. I journaled, I made a sentence description of what I will be accomplishing, like I will be blah blah. So like the first one is, I will write, edit, and polish stories for a 2026-2027 release schedule. Obviously. I will strengthen my relationships with my friends and family. I will build sustainable habits towards a life I am proud of living. I will expand my knowledge by increasing the time I spend learning using a personal curriculum. I will reevaluate and re-implement my magical girl transformation. I will continue reading craft books and talking about my thoughts and opinions during craft symposium live streams. I will have a successful move from Montana to North Carolina in July or August 2026. We don't have an exact date yet. As we get closer and we have an exact date, that goal will change. I will successfully get our finances under control and teach the girls and Justin how to budget successfully. I don't like the way that's worded, but it works. I will be consistent with my YouTube channel and post content on a regularly scheduled basis. The YouTube content I've already started doing, and maybe that's why I didn't include it in my 12-week year. My 12-week year is because it was something I already started implementing, and it's already working. Like, it's become almost a habit at this point, and I just have to keep up with it. The way I have that working is I have during my hiatus in December, I scripted all the videos I want to post between now and the end of March. Has that schedule already changed a little bit? Yes, but not much. The way I have it planned out is that each week is going to be designated to a specific kind of video. So week 1 will be goals, whether it's a recap of previous goals and a look at goals moving forward, or in this case, if yesterday, because I had to split the video into 2, it's just going to be my goals. Week 2 is going to be a new segment called Author's Answer. Week 3 is going to be anything fun. Like, I think my first one is a journal flip through, and then I have a writing tag and stuff like that. And then week 4 is anything reading related, which is why, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I didn't talk about reading goals at all during my my goals video, because I want to keep reading separate from everything else. And plus, I don't really make reading goals. I read because I like to read. The only reading goal I technically have is to do the craft symposium. So, read more nonfiction, I guess, is a goal. But, and then week 4 will be reading. Week 5, any month that has a 5th Thursday, because some months have 5 Thursdays, and I post my videos on Thursdays. On any month that has a 5th Thursday, we'll have a bonus video. In this case, because it worked out very well, because I had to split my goals video into 2 videos. I wanted to do, when I was originally scripting it, I was just going to talk about goals. And I was thinking to myself that I would just basically say 2025 was a shit year. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about how I failed my goals. And then as I got ready to film it, I was like, no, I need to talk about my goals because the whole purpose of my channel is to talk about my journey. And part of that journey is talking about the fact that I failed my goals. So I went ahead and re-scripted my video a little bit so that it included reflections of 2025. And then I started filming. And I have nearly 2 hours of content. And I was like, oh, we are going to split this. So my goals ended up being 30 minutes. And I think the raw footage for my reflections, which I haven't started editing yet, is going to be closer to an hour when it's like edited. I was sick when I was filming, so there was a lot of coughing. Plus I was batch filming, so there's not only a lot of coughing, I'm wearing the same outfit in a bunch of different videos because I didn't bother changing. I was like, screw it. There's going to be vlogs in between. No one's going to notice. But the other thing is that I'd been talking for so long because I'd been filming so many videos that I started coughing, not only because I was sick, but because I was like pushing myself. I filmed like 7 videos in one day, which may or may not contribute to the fact that Hegyes Skye shows up a lot in those videos. Or at least the first one. I don't know how many times it's going to show up in the others. But yeah. So I have this content schedule that I already want to follow. Like, I know what kind of content I want to post each day of the week. And I have 7 videos already filmed for said content. Now, there's a couple of videos I haven't filmed because they're the kind of videos I can't film yet. Like, obviously, if I'm doing goals videos every month and recap videos, I can't obviously film that until we get to that point where we have successfully or unsuccessfully completed said goals. So like those kind of videos I haven't filmed yet, but everything else content-wise that I could do is filmed. There's only one video I didn't do, and that's because of the fact that that was such a time constraint. That's when I need to film out here. That's a journal flip through because I need the overview camera, which won't fit on my desk in where I was filming. So that's the only one I haven't filmed yet, and I have that one semi-scripted because I haven't decided. I'm going to film. It's going to be another one of those I probably split up. We'll see, because I want to do a flip through of all of my journals throughout the years since 2006. So I want to do a flip through of all the journals I've had since 2006, and I want to do like a voiceover talking about my journal journey. But I don't know exactly if that's going to be one video or if I'm going to split it. And if I split it, how I'm going to split it. Am I going to do like, this is where I started versus this is where I am now? Am I going to do a, if I show all of them, am I going to do like, this is my journey from 2006 to 2026? Like, that's actually what I want to do, is a video like that. I want it to be a 2006 to 2026 because that's 20 years of journaling. It's 20 years of journaling. I want to show that progress and how my style has changed over the years. Spoiler alert, I've gone back to the basics that I started with, basically, kind of, sort of, not exactly, with some caveats. So, like, I have content I want to do. So why didn't I make that a goal? Why didn't I make that one of my 12-week goals? I want to get all of my content for the first 12 weeks, like, up, like, edited and uploaded. My whole plan for December was to film, edit, and upload all of these videos I just mentioned I filmed. I did not end up getting them all edited and uploaded. Our mouse is out. I need to get mouse traps while we're in town. But like, my whole plan was to get them filmed, edited, and uploaded. But then I got sick, and I stayed sick. And my daughter, my youngest, and I kept playing tag you're it with our illnesses, because as soon as one of us would start feeling better, the other one would get sick, and vice versa. So we did a lot of that. And I'm starting to feel it now. I've been filming too long. Don't know what we were sick with. Best guess, flu, also possible. I've had bronchitis in the past, and I've had pneumonia in the past, and one of those two, I can never remember which one. One of them, you basically, once, the way it was always explained to me, and I don't know how true this is, I've never actually asked a doctor, but the way it was always explained to me, one of those two, pneumonia or bronchitis, maybe both, is basically once you get it, it damages your lungs, so it makes it easier for you to continue getting it. So it's very possible. I've had both pneumonia and bronchitis, so it really doesn't matter which one it is. It's very possible that's what I had. And what I still have, because I am having trouble, if I talk too long, I can't I can't talk. Like, it hurts everywhere. Chest up. And I do a lot of coughing. So, it's possible I am still sick. It's possible I will be sick for the rest of my life, basically, is what it comes down to. Yay. But all that being said is that plans did not go the way I exactly wanted them to in December, but I got enough content done that it'll make it easier. Like 2020, what I did in 2025 as far as like my hiatus filming and editing and uploading, like I had actually planned to do that in 2024. Like that was my plan, to get as much content filmed and edited and uploaded before the start of 2025. And I didn't get anything done. I didn't get anything filmed until like January 1st hit, and I still hadn't even done my goals video kind of thing. Didn't get anything done. So I'm already doing better than that year, which is fantastic. I've at least got all my videos for the rest of the next 12 weeks filmed. I just have to edit and upload them. But maybe next year, when I go on my hiatus in December, maybe next year I'll be able to actually get my plans successfully completed. We'll see. December is a busy month. And it depends on what I plan on doing for December. I have thoughts. We'll talk about those in another video because I want to dedicate a whole video to that. But, so I've been reevaluating. All that to say, I've been ranting for too long. I've been reevaluating my goals. And so what I've decided to do for my 12-week goals, I have changed them. It's the 2nd of January and I've already changed them. But at least I changed before we started a 12-week year. Because our 12-week year starts January 5th. So, my goals for the 12-week year, because I wanted them to be something that I could break down into smaller tasks. My first one didn't change. Write, edit, and polish stories for a 2026-2027 release schedule. I've got that one already broken down. In my videos, you'll see a poster board behind me with a bunch of sticky notes on it. That is my breakdown for my writing, editing, publishing schedule for 2026. It's just 2026. I don't know why I even have 2027 on this list. I have 2027 on this list because originally when I was writing down these goals, I wasn't planning on releasing in 2026. That's why. Second goal, film, edit, and upload already scheduled content, as well as plan and script new content on a rotating schedule. And then goal number three, declutter, organize, and pack in preparation to move from Montana to North Carolina in July or August 2026. All of those are ones that have to be broken down in smaller tasks. There's a lot of stuff in this house that needs to be, we need to either get rid of it, declutter it, or like some of it, because this house belonged to my grandmother, and some of the stuff just left behind because it was stuff my aunt didn't want, and it was stuff that my mom wanted and couldn't take with her when we came up here for my grandmother's funeral. And when we moved up here, she took a lot of stuff with her then. So there's stuff like that. And then there's stuff that neither one wants. Like this house is still full of stuff that belonged to my grandmother that's just taking up space. And it's not stuff that is like me or my husband or my kids are interested in. My husband is very much a gamer. He is very much into anime. I am more of the fantasy side. I want the medieval look. I want the fantasy realm look. I'm also into anime, not as much as he is, but still into anime. I am also a gamer. Hobby gamer versus he is, I won't go as far as to say professional gamer, but like gaming is his main hobby, whereas reading is mine. Like it, and then my grandmother was a cowgirl. Very much into, there's a bunch of cowboy related stuff, there's a bunch of Native American stuff here in this house, which I'm not opposed to. Like everything that's in here is stuff that I grew up with. So like I'm not opposed to it. It's just not our style. It's not the kind of stuff we're into. So yeah, we're gonna be decluttering all the stuff that we're not interested in taking. I will be like taking lots of pictures and sending it to my mom and being like, is this something you wanted? My aunt didn't want it. We've been living here for 4 years. She was here for 2 years by herself. She had every opportunity. She sold a bunch of stuff that was here that was actually supposed to go to my mom. So she can't say shit. She's lost her chance to get any of it. But if my mom wants it, I will pack it up as well to take with us down to North Carolina. I ain't packing anything for my aunt. Fuck her. There's a long story there, but fuck her. But yeah, so it's time to like start getting that plan in motion and start actually doing it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past couple hours. And now it's almost time for me to go wake up my husband so that we can get dressed and head out into town and go grocery shopping. So, yeah. It's the second day of January and I've already changed my plans. Typical Skye. Typical Skye. She thinks she's ready and then she turns out she's not. Oh. So what are my next steps? So now that I've decided what my goals are, I think what I need to do, and I hate to say this and I want to say it at the same time, I really wish I had the space to put something, because Stephanie sent me a link to something she got recently. I can't wait for her to do a video and show it off, because I can't wait to see what it actually looks like. I need like a comparison of like her hand on top of it to show me like how big the squares are, because she bought this wall calendar that is a full year of 2026, and I think she said if you flip it over on the back it's 2027 as well. So like it's a full wall calendar. It's not small. And I don't have a space to put something like that on any of the walls that are not covered already with other things. But I would love to have a calendar like that, because then I could break down my goals on a sticky notes and just stick it on a calendar like that. But I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get 2 more poster boards and do each of my goals individually on said poster boards. I will do another video shortly where I go into more detail about the poster board that I already have with my writing and publishing schedule, because I want to go over that in a different video, because this one's already way too long. So keep an eye out for that vlog. But I think what I need to do, I'll probably film that once I've got these other 2 poster boards. And the way I have the poster board is that there's 6 months on one side, 6 months on the other. It's got the first half of the year on one side, the second half of the year on the other. And I think I need to do that for these other 2 goals as well. Yay! Kill me now. Oh. But yeah, I need to, the next step basically is to break down these goals into more bite-sized chunks. So I need to break down when I'm going to film, when I'm going to edit. Because I was thinking to myself, I could edit while I'm at work. No, the fuck I can't. That's when I have writing planned. There was a reason why I wanted all of this month's videos and all of this 12 weeks videos edited and uploaded already, so that I would have more time to start editing and uploading content for the next cycle, the next 12-week year. Now I understand why. Because now I gotta squeeze in time to edit both vlogs and videos. Luckily vlogs are simple. I just cut out things here and there. I don't cut out as much as I do. I cut out a lot of the, I don't even cut out all of the ums. I do cut out a lot of the coughing if I cough. I cut out all of the blank spaces where I'm like lose my train of thought mid-sentence and like stare into space for minutes at a time. I cut out all that stuff. But otherwise my vlogs are pretty much anything and everything. Mostly because when I get on here, I already know like a general idea of what I want to say and I just roll with it. So, yeah. Expect more of that. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here and go wake up my husband, and we're going to head out and go grocery shopping, and I will see you all in my next video or vlog. Bye, Dragonlings.